Happy Halloween, everyone! Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Hello, my name is Kat. This is my art channel. I sometimes talk about art. Sometimes. I mostly do art on stream. My channel's name is Senor Art. That's how you can find me on all social medias. And today is Halloween, so I thought I would be my namesake and be Kat for a day. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying your Halloween and are having all the treats and no tricks. So yeah, good morning. I normally stream in the evenings, but this morning I knew I was going to be hopefully handing out candy this evening, so I was like, you know what, we'll get started this morning. So that's what I'm here. My stream today is going to be pretty special because I took some time and harnessed the power of some pretty incredible people that I admire and who have been a huge help to me through my little artist career, especially with inspiration. So yeah, let me pull over my chat really quick. Hello, Ginger. Oh, that's okay. I'm so glad that you're here. I noticed that I had someone and I was like, I don't know who it is, but it's you, Ginger. Work comes first, and that's okay. That's all right. I'm just happy to have you for the little bit that I do. So, speaking of inspiration, besides that, I have wonderful people who support me, and I'm super grateful. Today, I just wanted to let you guys know that I was channeling my inner HelloNorthStar, as she's known on Twitch, HelloNorthStar or HelloNorth on other places. She's an amazing artist, and if you have not checked out her Twitch channel or any of her other social medias, you really, really should. She is amazing. I'll type her name really quick so that way you guys kind of know like who I'm inspired by. So I found out earlier this year that she's also inspired by another artist who I will talk about here in a second. Let me write this out really quick. Yes, so today's art inspiration. There we go. brain can work. Inspired by Hello North. And let me make sure I don't misspell it. Chris. Wow. So I was inspired by Hello North and Chris Sanders, which is one of her inspirations. So you may have known Chris Sanders and just didn't know that he did the art. He has predominantly is known for Lilo and Stitch. He did all of the character creations for that movie by Disney, which was amazing. There's definitely, I haven't looked up for How to Train Your Dragon, but I feel like he has something to do with that too, because I've seen that a lot. He draws amazing women, so does Hello North. They both have a very unique style, all into their own, and they definitely complement each other. So I spent some time to, do some ladies, because I don't normally do ladies. I usually do animals, because that's where my first love and inspiration comes from. So yeah, so today is all about stars and galaxies, because yesterday's prompt was Galaxy Witch. Today's prompt is Astro Cat. So I was like, well, I really want artwork that sits on a page that kind of complements each other, because a lot of the pieces I do 2 works on 1 page, just trying to be conservative. I create a lot of art, so I was like, yeah, you know, it would be really nice is if I could have, hopefully when we're all done, is have 2 images that when you look at it on a page together, that they kind of make sense. Just maybe a little bit. So I'm going to do some of my favorite things. I'm going to start painting, and we're going to use color, because I'm kind of tired of black and white. I love ink, I really do, but my heart is in color, and I live in color, and it's so hard to not do color. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I've got the colors that I need. So violet, magenta, definitely teal. Sorry, I'm moving. Sorry for those of you who have headphones, I should have gave a forewarning. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to start with is we're going to make some galaxies. I'm actually going to flip. We're going to start on this side first, and I'm going to do her hair first. And then I'm still trying to decide if I should do her body as a galaxy or just her hair, maybe her outfit. I know what I want to do for the cat, but I don't know what I want to do for the witch. I'm kind of thinking about making her body into a galaxy too. I don't know. So there's lots of different ways to make galaxies. The way that I like to do galaxies is I like a wet on wet technique, and inks are super duper strong, so I try to be extra careful when I do anything with ink, because ink likes to be the dominant thing that you have. So right now I'm just putting on just some water. Trying to avoid her face mostly, so that way in case I misjudged or something like that, I can pull ink. So we are raining like crazy today, so if you hear strange noises in the background that sounds like my house is haunted, my house is not haunted. My sump pump, because I work in my basement, is extremely active today. It's because we've been raining. We rained all day yesterday. We stopped a little bit in the evening and rained all night too. So it's been a little bit. There's been a lot of water. So one thing that I always do is I try to put a little bit water on my brush, and I try to put as little in my brush into my ink as I possibly can. because you're going to be able to tell pretty quick. See how fast it grows? And then what I do is I let that sit for just a little bit. I rinse out the brush. So I always try to keep clean water, and then I try to keep keep clean water, and then keep water that I use just for the colors. I may need to shake this up. It looks a little settled. So I'm using Bombay ink. I really love their India ink. They have beautiful colors, and it's very saturated. So for me, I don't really worry about my galaxies are always very super colorful. Galaxies actually can have a variety of colors because we don't really know what galaxies colors look like. It's just an assumption based on the light bouncing back from the telescope coming back to us. So we've discovered different colors. Galaxies can be brown, they can be golds, they can be a variety of colors. So for me as an artist, I just kind of take that as freedom to use the colors that I like the most, because maybe someday we might find a galaxy in that color. That purple. Need a little bit more purple. Hello, Norwegian. How are you doing? Hello, hello. Good morning. Sorry, my peripheral vision, because my computer's on this side, is cut off because I have this cute little outfit going on, and so I can't see chat. I need to turn and look a little bit more. But I hope you're having a great evening. I think it's evening. Is it evening for you? Maybe afternoon? I'm uncertain how far. It's morning for us, but I don't think it's morning for you. So And today's Halloween in the United States. I don't know if anyone else celebrates Halloween except the United States, to be honest. I don't think so. We really like our holidays, I guess. Okay, so my last step for the hair is to so I'm doing this. I was like thinking and trying to talk at the same time. I was like, oh, this is not working very well. Is to go ahead and add that black ink. So I usually do this as the last little step here. And I try not to use the same brush that I use to put on my color ink, just because black is, it doesn't like friends. Ink is very strong, very potent, and black ink especially is just like, I don't like friends. I don't want to have friends. So I try to use a brush that I don't use color inks on, so that way there's as little contamination as possible. Because I feel like colored inks, for some reason to me, feels like they rinse out of the brush really easily, but black ink does not. So I'm going to let ink do what it does best, and I'm just going to let that hair set. Ooh, clank. Rinse out. That brush. Set this brush over here so I don't forget. Okay, so I got her hair done, so her hair is all inky. Thank you, Norwegian. You're very right. It says a lot of time pictures of galaxies are taken in infrared or other radio spectrum, so meaning there's no color, so the values are shifted to the visible light spectrum to be able to see clearly. And it's afternoon there. Well, I'm glad. Happy afternoon. See, are often gases and light, so scientists add different colors to different elements to divide them. They're really beautiful. I really love looking at pictures of galaxies, so, and I like to think that there might be those colors out there, so we don't know. We've never been there, we've never seen it with our own eyes. I mean, I'm sure that there's somewhere out in the galaxy, no one's seen color blue before. And if you look at our planet, it's predominantly blue, at least the way we view the light spectrum, because our eyes are very unique. So there's no telling what's out there. I do believe that there are planets out there with life because it makes sense. I don't believe that they've come here. To be honest, I feel like we're very in a far little corner in our own little distant galaxy, very tiny galaxy at that matter, but I do believe that we'll get out there someday. I'm looking forward to maybe seeing the very first person walk on Mars, which will happen in our lifetime, which I'm super stoked about. So it really is. It is beautiful. It's a mystery. I'm a huge fan of science fiction, so it's lovely. It's lovely to think about that one day a kid will be able to look up in the stars and just basically point to a star and say, I'm going there, and they can go there. Like, I do believe that we are creative enough to go there, and I'm really hoping that reaching out for the stars will help us become more united, hopefully, as humans together, more accepting of who we are, accepting of others as well. So, and of course, I'm really hoping that it makes us really appreciate what we have here, because what we have here is definitely special and unique, and I don't think we're gonna find another Earth out there. I don't think that's possible. It won't be the same, but yeah, it's all sciencey and fun. So, okay, so big decisions. I don't know if I should make her body into... Oh, there's some fun colors going on in her hair, though. Once I add stars, I think it'll make more sense. And I am very tempted to make her body into a whole little galaxy. I think I should do that. I think I should work in little sections at a time, though, so... Let me find... Oh, nope, that's a nib. I wasn't looking for that. So find my brush. That's also a flathead brush. Smaller though. See more philosophy next. Oh my goodness, yes. Don't get me started. I'm very... It is only my opinion, and I try really hard to be open to anyone else's opinion as well, because I feel like that's really important. So, as my mom says, there's always two sides to every pancake. So, just because you can only see your side doesn't mean that there's another. But I do want us to become more caring for ourselves and for each other and for our planet. So we need each other to exist. We're very social creatures, and it's really important that we recognize that. And it takes all kinds of people to make the world go around. Another thing my mom said over and over again. So I think I'm gonna have to draw some of the detail back in once I paint it, but that's okay. I'll just try really hard to remember, because people aren't something I do very often. I definitely took enough human figure to kind of understand where all the parts, but yeah. Humans are amazingly complex. Water. Newton. How you doing, buddy? Newton's on the patrol. He's walking around, checking things out. Humans are hard to draw, so is everything. I now know how to make spheres. Hey, spheres are hard too. Congratulations on knowing how to make a sphere. I think that's amazing. Spheres are hard. Everything is just a matter of repetition, right? You just do it over and over again until your brain goes, I know what I'm doing. Take a lot of practice. I try to read some books on art too, but there's so much theory. So my thing about art books is that they're extremely informative, and I'm appreciative of all the information. But I always keep in mind that each one of us learns differently. I'm a visual learner, so I can read a lot of art theory, but I may not be able to put it down into practice. But if someone can show me how they do something, I'm more likely to be able to be like, okay, now it makes sense to me. And we were told, at least when I was in art school, we were told over and over again that we are supposed to learn the basics, so that way we know when to step away from the basics and start breaking the rules. But until you know the basics, it's really hard to know when you can break those rules, when you can bend them. So and I think the most important thing that I learned about art is that if you're not enjoying the process, if you're not having fun, there's really it's like, why do it? Like, honestly, why, if you're not having fun? So you can learn, of course, from books and everything, but the moment you feel overwhelmed, just be a kid. Like, that's why I encourage everyone. Just play with colors, play with your medium, just make lots and lots of doodles, lots of art. Let your mind relax and enjoy the process of making something. Even if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to, every time you pick up a brush, pick up your pen, you are learning something. And that learning process is experience. And it's all about that kind of learning process. And if you have a goal in mind, those books are going to be so helpful because they'll be able to give you the tools that you didn't think about before. Study old masters because there's so much you can learn by emulating someone else's style, because you learn something, you learn what you like, and you learn what you don't like. I think for me, the most infuriating question I was asked constantly when I was in school was, what makes art? And is it, when you look at something, why is it art? If someone calls it art, why do they call it art? What makes it art? And it's so frustrating because we're all so unique. So it's very hard to pick out oh, this is art because it looks amazing. But is it really art? And I think realizing that we all have our own opinions about art, and we're all so different, and we all are attracted to different things. I think that was the point that my professors were trying to get at, is that don't discount who you are naturally. because there is so much different types of art, and we're all so different and so unique. Because it's okay to not like art. There's a lot of art that I don't understand, but I understand that it is art because it helps progress us to where we are. And we're so interconnected now with the internet and everything that we are getting super exposed to all kinds of different ways of doing art. So before, art was like classified into like groups of what was considered high art at the time, but I feel like that is a misnomer now, because we're allowed to do anything and everything's accepted. It's just really awesome. I think right now is really exciting time to be an artist, because we're able to be truly unique. We're not following anyone, we're doing our own things, and we're pushing the limits doing that, and we're supporting each other all along the way, which is just so cool. No problem. change the music, cause it's kind of sad. I'll do like that. Oh, there we go. I lost my black ink for a little bit. I was like, where did it go? My dirty water is becoming very dirty. Mother's Nest? Sorry you gotta run. Thank you. So sorry. I was zoning out. Thank you very much. Hello, hello. What's the difference between a seal and a sea lion? An ion. That's really cute. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. One second. There we go. I'm kind of zoning out. It takes... Part of my brain's just like, I just want to shut off. So at times it does. Okay, I think I'm gonna let her dry. Then I'll flip over to the other kitty and we'll get all the galaxy stuff done early so then we can just do ink line work later. I missed a spot, you can tell, because the ink's like, there's no water here. I can't follow water here. Whoops. That's okay. You can fill it in later. welcome back. I'm zoning out. To be quite honest, I'm just zoning out. Working myself and making food. Oh, awesome. Thank you guys for letting me be a part of your workday. I would be working either way, so this is just a bonus for me to be streaming at the same time. Newton's hanging out underneath my desk. I can just see him being like, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm just gonna sit here and guard. there. Okay. Sorry, I got an itch. It's like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna sneeze or if it's just like a really bad itch. I hate that feeling. Feeling like you need to snooze, but you can't. But I'm also the worst about it, so... Okay. Alrighty, let me... I need to go back and add ink to her hair. Go a little darker. It is running away. It's okay. We will combat it with other ink. There we go. I was like, the purple would not purple. And I was like, why aren't you purpling? Purple is so stinking dark too. My goodness. Okay, get that black going. It's very hard for, I realize I can't talk and do ink at the same time. I'm like trying to focus on what the water is doing and what my ink is doing. Hope you guys are just enjoying the music and and relaxing, having a good time. Music needs a change. Feels too. Oh, curvy is perfect. We'll do curvy. Okay. Oh, yay! Well, that makes me happy. Because I think we got the ink parts done. Now we just get to go back and do drawing and maybe add some highlights. I set these right there. Okay, alright, so now we'll get started. For the fun part, we'll start inking. Just need to find a good trying to find a number 5. I should have done this before I got started. There's number 2. it's all dry. Hopefully it's all dry before I start. I'm just gonna. God, the paper's just puckered, but it feels dry. So the background music is by Smooth McGroove. So it's just a compilation of the music he's done. He specializes in video game music. So hope your food making is going great. It's always good to be... It's always nice to be making good food. Hi, Ada. been zoning out, just hanging out. Okay, I'll come back later for the odds. Oh, there's some talking. Sometimes zoning out is neat. Yeah, I zoned out for a couple of minutes. Finally done with our call, so I can finally listen to you and your music. Oh, pizza's nice. Pizza sounds good. Kind of like, it's 11:22 here. Kind of thinking about lunch. That's right, it's Halloween. Dang, I ate all the candy. Yes, it is Halloween here. Like I said, I don't think any other, I think it's just a US thing. I just like the movies. Ginger does a really great job. We do have Halloween in the EU, but it's crazy big. It is. It is. I've been buying candy for a month now. Slowly but surely collecting. It is really big here. Halloween is just, here it's just some pumpkins and some outfits. Some do American style, but that's weird. I don't go all out. Like, I don't make my house haunted. I know some people do. I don't do that. Because I try to do everything fall. I do dress up, obviously. I dress up, I decorate inside. Occasionally go to parties and stuff like that, but maybe I'll dress up as a taxman, scare the adults for once. Oh, geez. Yeah, no, thank you. I don't want to see the taxman at my door, to be quite honest. Norway seems like a very nice place to visit. I've seen some really stunning photos from Norway. You guys have some really beautiful mountains. I have not traveled much. So the furthest I've ever got is Canada, which is not very far from here, so I would love to travel though. I would love to see more. That is not bad. That is 7 months in advance. It's not hard to plan for. Wow, man, $250 with return is a really great ticket. Seems very cheap. Seems a little too good to be true. I think 1,000 is reasonable, because I expect that it's 1,000 one way and then 1,000 to come back. Do you have any suggestions? If someone is going to visit Norway, is there places that you must see that aren't exactly like tourist spots, but like they're just so beautiful that they're worth seeing? That's my favorite part of traveling, is to travel someplace, sit down at a restaurant, and then immediately ask the waiter, where do you like to visit? What's your favorite parts of the city? If you don't mind a 22-hour flight with 2 stops, American has a round trip for $637. 22-hour flight. I think the longest I've done is 10. And I kind of go crazy a little bit, but I choose our birthday week. How cold is March? Depends. It can be warm if we're lucky, but usually we're just getting out of winter then. Sounds beautiful. So I don't mind snow. I think I'm getting used to it, so. Usually it means that if you guys are transitioning from one season into another season, it means that it's cheaper to stay. Because everyone doesn't want to see it in winter. They want to see it in probably spring or definitely summer. Oh no, that would be, oh. Aren't you supposed to sleep though? I mean, because you're going over across the international date lines, so like your body's super confused because you don't really know where you're going. Plus, any amount of time on a plane kind of confuses, at least it confuses my internal clock. I feel jet lag just going from different time zones in the US, so. Considering it was over 20 hours, I had to sleep. I understand. Yeah, I would definitely. My international flight to London took 8+ hours, and boy, it was brutal. I flown to Hawaii and from Indiana, which is, you gotta hop over, I think we did Chicago, and then we flew from Chicago over to Hawaii, and that was a long trip, but it wasn't bad. Like, I didn't care once I got there. I think that's how I think about plane flights, is I'm super confused, I don't know what time it is, I sleep a little bit on the plane, and then I'm just happy to be there. I just don't care. I'm like, I'm here. So. Also, giggly. I get slap happy super easily. Yes, I get super slap happy. If you ever want to go back to Canada, I'll totally go with you. Of course! I would love to go back to Victoria. I actually just want to go to Victoria. I went to Vancouver. Vancouver was great. It's a little too much city for me. It's a lot of people. And it's, for me, like, I don't find peace in that. I'm a country kid at heart. So Victoria is also a really big city, but there's some really good campsites all around Victoria. And I would love to go back to Victoria. Actually really enjoyed the ferry ride. That was fun. So yes, maybe sometime I'll go back to Victoria, I hope. I'm hoping to expand. Hop across the pond, as they call it. It was my first ever flight, and I was forced in the middle with strangers on either side and fell asleep. One fell asleep with her elbow on my light button, so I kept waking up whenever she shifted. Yeah, I've lost my seat. Every time I take a long flight, I always lose my seat. Because I usually am flying by myself, so it seems like I always lose my seat because somebody needs to sit next to their significant other, families need to be closer together. actually almost got kicked off a plane because I wouldn't give up my seat, which I don't think they technically can do. That was just a crappy trip all the way around. We had a flight attendant who was not sympathetic at all to the plight of parents who had twin boys that were like, I don't know, they weren't even a year old yet, plus a 3-year-old daughter. So the parents, of course, had to split because they couldn't put the babies together. It was a nightmare. So Jack and I, we had to figure all the seating arrangement, try to be helpful to the parents. Ugh. Anyways, I always get separated, and I'm always falling asleep next to strangers on planes because I feel like I never get to sit next to whoever I want to sit next to. So I always have to end up giving up my seat for somebody else, so. Yeah, because that even happened on the first long flight I ever took. There was a couple, and they were not nice about it at all. They were really rude about it, and I ended up giving up my aisle seat so I could take a middle seat so a couple could be together on a super long flight. And the couple were so rude about it that the flight attendant felt bad for me and comped me meal ticket or whatever and got me whatever I wanted to eat, which was really nice because the flight attendant realized that the couple was being not nice about it. They were being extremely rude about it, and I was just like, really? I paid for my seat. It's not like I was hogging a window or anything like that. I was in the aisle, so. But that's okay. It happens. When you travel a lot, you just learn to deal with it. It's not a big deal. I had a flight attendant add me on Steam to play games with. That's really nice. I've had some really nice flight attendants too. Wait, what? They blamed you for not moving? Yes. The very first long flight I had, the couple got really mad at me because I wouldn't move. Because I had an aisle seat and I paid for my seat. And I didn't feel like I should have to move for a couple. Like a family, I'll always move. I just need you to be understanding that it takes a while for me to move out of my seat because I usually have a lot of stuff with me because I rarely check in my luggage. But for that very first flight, it was just for a couple, and they were just angry right out of the gate, and they were extremely rude to me, and I was just like, I didn't do anything wrong. That's why the flight attendant was extremely nice to me, because they felt like I was never asked, I was told, and that isn't fair to me. So yeah, I've had some really nice flight attendants, so on all kinds of different airlines, and I'm really grateful for the ones that are really nice. Now you're making me nervous for our flight next week. Rude people are going to be rude. I wouldn't worry about it. You're always going to have people who are going to be rude on flights. Some people just don't fly well. But I wouldn't let it bother you too much. You just roll with it. It's fine. I guess I've flown so much to fly back home that I just don't even think about it anymore. And I wouldn't worry about it. Usually if you have a really bad flight attendant, you can always complain to the airlines. And usually they comp you in some way. If you have rude people on your flight, I just let it go. It's not worth it. They're having a crappy day, but why should their crappy day affect my day, kind of thing. Okay, let me add some stars really quick. I really want to put line work, but I think I'm going to resist. That's okay. I'll do it here in a second. I fly a lot. I just don't travel many places. I fly a lot because my family's on the other side of the country, so I just sit wherever I sat last time, and I sat next to a nice old couple. So that was an upgrade comparing to the screaming kids in the back. Oh yes. I love it when people will talk to me on planes. I'm not afraid to talk to people. You meet really nice people sometimes if you're willing to talk to them. And I don't mind. I think the last time that happened, I talked to a gentleman. I don't even think we introduced ourselves at all. We didn't even like exchange like names or anything like that. But I talked to him for 3 hours straight. He just wanted someone to talk to, and I don't mind. I don't mind talking to people. Because back in my home state, it's very common for people that you don't know to just randomly strike up a conversation with you. And it's not considered rude or anything like that. It's not like they're prying. It's just what is called Southern hospitality is what they refer to it as. So I grew up that way, so it doesn't bother me. It took me a long time moving to the Midwest because if you come to the US, every part of the US is different, but I found that the eastern seaboard, with an exception of like maybe like a few states and the Midwest, are very like, they're polite to a point, and then they just don't want to talk past that point. But if you go to the South or Southwest, they're all chatters. They don't know when to shut up sometimes. And so I grew up in like being super chatty. So it took me a while to remember, like, oh, people like don't know how to handle you if you like to talk a whole lot, or don't mind, like, I only met you 5 minutes ago. Let's just talk about how life is, and random things I'm thinking about, that kind of stuff. So yeah, so Planeflies can be really fun though if you meet really nice people, because I don't know, we're all in this together, right? So sometimes it's nice to know that there are nice people out there. Okay, for now, I will just leave this. Let's see, what time is it? Let me grab one more thing. Let me do her hair really quick because it's going to drive me a little crazy. I'm trying all my darnest to not cover her up in lines because I really want to. I may later though. I may not be able to resist. But I hope you guys are having a really nice, lovely day. Hope you're having a beautiful Halloween. We might get snow later today. I'm actually kind of excited. I always love snow, so I'm a little desert kid at heart, so it's hard for me not to be excited about snow. I know a lot of people are like, no, it's too early, and I'm like, it's never too early for snow in my opinion. But that's just the little desert rat in me just being excited about something I never really had a chance to experience as a kid, so. But I hope you guys have a lovely day. Thank you for joining me so early. If you guys like the streams this early, please let me know. I am seriously considering keeping this time slot, so I do like it. Alright, her hair is done. Alright, thank you guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for supporting me. I'm sure my sweetie's excited about snow too. Yeah, I'm excited about snow. There, I think the hair's out of my face. Yeah, I'm excited about snow. We might get snow this evening, so if we do get snow and it doesn't melt on contact, I'll try to take a picture and put it on Discord as well. So thank you guys. Thank you to Ginger. Thank you, Norwegian. Let me know how you pronounce the later part of your name so I can pronounce it correctly, because I've been a little shy about trying to pronounce it. So just let me know how you like, if you have a name or how you pronounce your name, so that way I can do it to the best of my ability. Anyone else who's lurking out there, thank you so much. Thank you for all of your support. I hope you have a happy Halloween. It's full of the treats, none of the tricks. And yeah, enjoy your day. And guess what? It's almost the weekend. We have one more day. Today we get candy. Tomorrow is Friday. Pretty good week in my opinion. And I will see you on Monday. I will be streaming at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will see you guys then. And yeah. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye. Let me find those in credits really quick. Just Norway. Okay. I will just say Norway. Alright, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and thank you for just being wonderful. So let me find those in credits really quick. Oh, there we go. And have a lovely day. And moo meow! Moo meow, my friends. Bye-bye. One more.